Good morning, teacher. Today, me, Bryan Tomas, and my team will be presenting a strategic analysis of USA. So without further ado, my partner Astrid will begin with a brief description of the company.
Jura belongs to the Gloria Group, and it is an industrial company in the construction sector. The company specializes in the production of cement, prefabricated concrete and materials with good certificate quality management, as well as its marketing and distribution, being the leader in its market of influence for giving a construir as its main business network. Likewise, the corporation has 571 trained workers, and it has more than 50 years of experience in the Peruvian market, which has as one of its objectives to meet the needs of its customer by providing quality products and warranties, in addition to being sustainable with the environment. The mission will motivate and develop cement, prefabricated concrete materials and service of the higher quality to always be the first option in the market in an environment that motivates and develops our collaborators, communities, customers, and suppliers, promote harmony with the environment, and maximize the value of the company. The vision: we are a leading organization in the markets that we participate in. We respect our values and principles in order to make the groups that are interested in us feel identified. Next.
Hi, I am Taysha Wuest. I am going to talk about the Jura's organizational structure. We have the CEO. His functions are to ensure that the activities are correct towards the fulfillment of the global objectives of the company. Also, we have the vice president. He must also present a report to the board at any meeting he attends on the behalf of the president, inform the council of the new materials and information. And the managing director must supervise the work of the employees in the company and ensure that they perform properly. The general manager must approve management documents to the company policies. Also, he has to plan, direct, organize, and control the activities of the general management. The corporate legal director and institutional relations define the objectives, establish agreements that strengthen the missions and visions of the company. The director of finance ensure the correct use of company resources and design and supervise the annual budget. The corporate audit director internal under the methodologies allowed at the international level, the risk that the Jura find must be analyzed. Next slide, please. Okay, we have the external analysis, and we have the political, economic, and social cultural analysis. In the politics in Peru, these last years have suffered from corruption, besides the recent controversies with the actual president of the country, which is why it's not attractive for foreign investments. In the economic side, in January 2021, the mining sector rate was reduced to 8.5% due to the poor production of copper, gold, and oil. On the other hand, the construction rate of the construction sector grew 15% due to the major activities of informal constructions. And the social culture, Peru is famous for being highly diverse ethnically, which means that every single of the Peruvians has a different ideology and a way of thinking. Also, the most commonly spoken language is Spanish, followed by Quechua and Aymara. We have the market segment. In the demographic segment, the range of the target market in Cementos Jura company is from people that are 15 years old and more than age. Also, it is aimed at people of all nationalities, incomes, gender, because Cementos Jura doesn't discriminate and the nationality and the gender. In the psychographic, it is aimed at people who usually make a precast concrete production process, moreover from those who work in the construction sector. And the social cultural, Cemento Jura is aimed for people that belong in the sector A, B, and C. On the other hand, in people's religion, costume, and cultural values, Cemento Jura respect all of them. In the geographic segment, our company studies the Peruvian market. Furthermore, it belongs to Gloria Company of Peruvian capitals, made up of more than 50 companies operating in Latin America countries. Next slide, please.
Hi, teacher. My name is Danna Orellana, and now I'm going to talk about opportunities and threats. We identify 3 opportunities. The first one is the real estate dynamism all over Peru has been strengthened and is one of the sectors with the greatest expansion projection. The second one is developable ground is the main Peruvian cities generates a demand for construction resources to build their own homes, bringing work and thus well-being to the population. The third one is the emerging construction market continued during 2021. It has an incredible recovery compared to the year in which the coronavirus pandemic began. And then in threat, we have the elimination of cemeteries in Peru has generated an increment on the competitiveness index BCR of the cement industry in Peru since 2017 due to the opening of international market. And the second one is construction sector is highly affected due to the oscillations of the economic cycle. Next one, please.
So now we go over the internal analysis, resources, capacities, and core competences. So the ceremony generally fabricated from calcareous mineral materials, mainly from 3, such as limestone, alumina, and silica, that are found as clay in nature. In some occasions, it is necessary to add other products in order to upgrade the chemical composition of the principal raw materials. The most common, iron oxide. And unfortunately for Jura, most of these components are found in raw nature. Now my partner Astrid will continue.
The Jura company has infrastructure with high complementary equipment. This is reinforced with a process elaborate to the military to offer cement with high quality standards and at the same time without neglecting care for the environment with clear specification for each product. Next, please.
Okay, I am going to talk about the strength and weakness. In the strength of Jura, that is the economical backup for Gloria Group. There is a high cash generation, a solid positioning in the region of Peru, and the operational efficiency of production costs. And we have the weakness of Cemento Jura. First of all, there is a high transportation cost that limit the supply markets, weakening liquidity levels, which means that the company is not easily converting assets into cash in order to pay its short-term liabilities. There is an increasing trend of leverage levels, which leads to high interest payments on the debt generated by investments negatively affecting the profits. Finally, there is a high percentage of activity with related companies. This affects Jura because its competence can copy the marketing strategies for their benefits. Next slide, please.
So now we're going to talk about the functional level of strategies. We will begin with quality. Now, talking about quality, Jura has made great advancements up to the point of receiving an award, the EMA, which stands for Most Admired Companies in Latin America. This success began in 2014, when the company realized that they were losing money for the lack of quality in their products. So they came up with a new system, the High Performance Team, which implemented upgrades in the entire process, such as X-rays that could analyze the chemical composition of cement and determine if it was appropriate. With these new quality control checkups, they could recertify their company with the ISO 901, which is an international standard for quality management. Now, continuing with operations, Jura also enriched them, as nowadays they come with the latest high-tech machines inside their walls, such as grinders, ovens, beside others for packaging and palletizing, that make their operations highly efficient. This all began in 2010, when the company decided to acquire the best tech possible, as they realized that the requirements they had for the products weren't reachable by the workers alone, coming to have nowadays a huge laboratory with the latest tech there is, allowing them to be uniform in all their products. And also, this strategy allowed them to be the first salmon company in having the ISO 902 certification. Now my partner Danna will continue.
Yes, now we continue with innovation. In terms of innovation, Cementos Jura is in constant research of features to adjust the products, combining technology with efficiency. One of its most recent launches in the product portfolio is an eco-friendly cement called Cemento Portland Tipo IP Eco-Amigable. This cement generates a lower carbon footprint since its manufacture requires less energy than conventional cement and produces 50% less CO2. They continue reinventing their features as their packaging system, which now have a double layer of super resistant paper, which offers maximum protection to the contents and easy identification of cement without using plastic. Jura has been recognized as an environmentally responsible company and is able to carry out 100% of their environmental monitoring, environmental compliance reports, and comprehensive inspections, as well as implementation of 100% of staff awareness program. Now, talking about the customer responsiveness, Cementos Jura distributes their products through a large business network that converts them into the leader in its influence market. Jura established a business network specialized in the commercialization of building materials called A Construir. This network is Jura's main sales channel and was born from the aim of meeting the needs of demanding customers who demanded the acquisition of quality cement products with warranty. By selling the products through A Construir, they could meet the needs of the market with products that enjoy quality and warranty, excellent service, fair prices, and timely delivery, as well as becoming market leaders. Next one, please.
Hello, teacher. My name is Camila Mejer, and now we're going to talk about operational strategies. Well, as we know, any company operation are meant to be efficient and get the minimum amount of time in which a product is made, so that the clients or customers can get the company's product as soon as possible. And that's why we're going to see how Jura's operation strategies are applied in their company. Well, first we have the value chain for functional strategies. The first one is the entry logistics, that once the cement plant, the raw materials are classified and stored until they are required in the production process. Then we have the operation process, where the transformation of supplies is carried out with high-tech machines, as well as the most modern equipment for palletized packaging and cement dispatch. And also for the bagging process, 100% automatic machines are used for the give to the client the security of receiving the appropriate way. And finally, we have the output logistics process, where the bagged cement is directly transported in trucks for the distribution of the product to its buyer. Next slide, please.
Well, greetings. This is Antonella Castillo, and I'll be talking about business strategies applied to Jura. To get in context, the acquisition of materials for the production of concrete on a large scale is highly expensive, and it can require a huge capital cost. For instance, when we talk about production of concrete, it can take 3 to 4 years to create a cement factory workable, and another 3 to 4 years to break even to a 70 to 75% operational level. So this is why reducing the cost of the supply chain will be essential to get what it will be the material and machinery necessary to produce the product, since the plant can be more variable in this cost. With this in mind, Yura managed to implement programs to be able to offer its products at a low cost. So what they did was to manage their implementing system based in 3 management levels. As we can see in the screen, the first being strategic, which basically focuses on the sourcing of the approach that they give to each component of the liberation of the cement, and tactical, because it focuses on giving support to the first level to achieve expected results. And lastly, activity. In this level, it's mainly expected results and they have to be reflected in quantified. As results of this kind of strategies taken by Yura, well, they have managed to reduce the supply cycle for at least the basic elements of the supply chain, and what it will be 68 to 45 days in the national purchases, and from 25 to 15 days in the international ones, and also have the water cycle go from 21 to 7 days. And they also expect like an annual saving in purchases of over 6 million, along with inventory reduction of approximately 23%, which is a huge improvement. Next slide, please. Continuing, well, for consolidation and globalization, Yura's strong side and strategy is to aim to become its have an operation international expansion. And by this, what they do is opening factories. They have been opening factories in Bolivia, Ecuador, forming partnerships and alliances with both of the public and private businesses sectors to be able to increase what it will be the Yura market participation in the foreign market. With this, what I mean is that what they will basically do is increase the worldwide market, diversify options and products. They have, like one of my teammates previously mentioned, they have discovered new ways of sustainable concrete. They also can enhance their retail, or the so-called to build, they call it that, because there will be more distribution systems. And this is actually one of the strengths of Yura, their distribution channel. It's incredible. And with this, they can actually go for even 60% of the market consumption. We can see at the right of the slide, one of their alliances as their partnerships as well. And we can go to the next slide, please. Now, this is kind of tricky to talk, because when we say focus differentiation, we already talking about a differentiation that Yura uses, which is the low cost, but they have managed to put one more, and this is the one of quality. In the sector that they work, it's really difficult to produce a differentiation, because most of them are competing in the price market as well. But however, they already have a dominant variable, which is that they have a lot of capital to invest in it. So the demand of the products that they have are based, yes, on a low cost, but it's mainly based also on the quality of their products and the type of cement that they use and that they produce for other companies as well. It is possible for them to achieve a focused differentiation because of the quality of the both raw and materials and the final products that they offer. So based on that is that the marketing plan of Yura differentiates the fact that their products have superior products to sold in the target and prevent what it will be like the price wars that could jeopardize what it will be the sustainability of the project for the ones who are buying to Jura. And in this way, they are focusing the sales channel on high, so their focus will go for Jura to go to sell to people who have high-end projects, and especially to manufacturers of cement, lime, and plaster. And this type of projects have to be for a long time of period. Like I said, with the other business strategy, they were trying to have a differentiate, trying to reach, better said, the retail market. But this strategy, it goes target to big projects and that search for them and their products. Well, and with this, also initially the results expect are to have or reach the target of the year production to cover over 50% of the specific market, at least in Peru, and in the regions of Apurímac, Cusco, Madre de Dios, and Puno, which represents an output of over 37,000 tons of concrete, and 5% of annual growth is expected through the first 7 years. And when the plant capacity also reaches to a 90% of production, then it will become flat. And they are aware of that. This is actually one of the Jura's strongest business strategies, since the construction companies or partners are, even after changing Jura for another suppliers, resume negotiations with them because of how the competition does not qualify or meet the qualifications to the service standards they need. With this strategy, mainly what they managed to build is customer loyalty and have a constant product sales in order to sustain also the strategy of cost differentiation. Next.
Now we're going to talk about other strategies that Jura is applying. Well, first, the corporate level is it's applying like two ways, no? The comprehensive management strategies, where they focus on building trust by creating a virtuous circle of development, maintaining its commitment to reduce negative impact on society and also the environment, and always is to promote triple bottom line actions. Then we have the human management strategies, where in 2020 they focused on wanting to minimize the impact of the pandemic, and both for employees and for the company also. And at the end of 2020, they had 598 collaborators, and traditionally the job position in Jura's operational areas have had a greater presence of masculine. However, in the recent years, they have found working on indicators of diversity, inclusion, and also gender. Then about the competitive advantage, they support the group to which it belongs, because being part of Grupo Gloria, where Jura's company belongs, and it allows to achieve a high level of integration in related production processes, and have also economies of scales, in addition to an important management scheme corporate. Then they also have the construction sector, which is a promoter and considered as the most dynamic sector of recent years. Also, another advantage that Jura has is that it applies an adequate structure operational supported by a management of processes certified according to standards international, with a plan of production in constant modernization and also expansion, determining the generation of efficient production processes. And last but not least, the other advantage that Jura has is that the company registers an adequate level of structural debt with a scheme of reasonable leverage for the financial and operational requirements. Next slide, please. Well, now talking about diversification, Cemento Jura has, first we have Cemento Sur, which is 1952, which is dedicated to the production and marketing of cement in Lima and in the high Andean region and the jungle of the southern. Then we, Jura has Industrias Camacho, which in December 1996, Jura acquired from the Peruvian state the company Industrias and the main plant producing migrate from the ammonium in the country, located in the district of Cachimayo, department of Cusco, with which the Jura Nitrates division was created. And the last subsidiary company is Concreto Supermix, which is a subsidiary of Jura dedicated to the elaboration and commercialization of concrete, ready mix, also precast concrete and other aggregates for construction, with operation taking place in the southern zone from the country. And last but not least, we have the strategic alliances that Jura had. No, Jura has alliances with different guilds and associations. As we can see, they have in the first image made allies with these companies, and it also have some labor in allies with another two companies. Next slide, please.
So we have reached the end of this conclusion. With this presentation, we can conclude that, first of all, despite the pandemic, USA was able to handle the effect it had in sales, which proved it's a solid company with years of experience strong enough to let I defend its current position within the market. Now, in relation with the functional strategies, we can conclude that they are constantly looking to be the best. Either if that means to be innovative and come up with creative ideas, getting the best tech to enhance their operations, or establishing quality standards to maintain their status. And for their business strategies, they have a good economic support and a great distribution channel at national level, which have made possible for them to implement strategies such as cost and focus differentiation. In addition, their good network and partnerships complements their whole cycle for the strategies to work. About the operation strategies, it can be seen that they have a good value chain, which gives more prestige for the company. Finally, about the corporate strategies, they are based on not only having good customer service, but also providing a good workspace for the workers. So to sum up, we can say that if Jura continues in this path of being innovating, maintaining their quality, and enhancing their operations and all the customer interactions, and taking care of their clients, they will not only sustain themselves as a good company, but be able to reach higher altitudes and improve themselves in the long-term future. So this is the end of the presentation. We thank you for hearing, and goodbye.